Yeah. Yeah, like wearing black socks with when the school says you should only wear white socks or something. That's... Not to mention the pink shoes. Are you trying to stand out? Right. Get fucked, Monika! Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I am Grandmaster Shimon, and today we have episode 2 of Monika Before Story. In the last episode, we got a little bit of a glitch out. We got the restart, we got the mod going as we started our very own literature club, and as you can see, we have 4 characters to choose from: Yuri, Natsuki, Sayori, and Monika. So make sure you guys, if you are hyped, click that thumbs up button down below for me, because you already know your support is greatly appreciated. And let me know in the comment section your thoughts on the series. If you want to see other series, maybe more Doki Doki perhaps, other mods that you want to see me play through, just let me know in the comment section. That's where you can do all of that stuff. And hit that subscribe button if you have not already. So, who do we go after? If you guys watch my regular Doki Doki playthrough, I went with Natsuki, because Natsuki is by far my favorite character of the 4. I'm kind of curious as to who we should go for, or maybe if I just click my favorite words out of these 20 and let it just play out for me without really paying any particular character any mind. So, out of these words, I think we're going to go... What if I just click like this one, like a frick ton of times? Alright, we're going to click Rose, we're going to click Yandere. Did anyone jump? I don't know. Let's go with Goddess and Delete and... I mean Milk. You gotta go with Milk. Milk is amazing. It's one of the best. Let's go with Hair. You all know how great Hair is. Let's go with Freedom, America. Let's go with Shopping. Let's go with Boop. Let's go with Kiss. Let's go with Tsundere. Let's go with Green. Let's go with Kitty. Let's go with Valentine. Anime, save, email, strawberry, clumsy, and kawaii. I think we ended up with Natsuki. It's just a lot of my favorite words correspond with a lot of Natsuki's favorite words. It's interesting, too, because we, like, have a lot in common. Like, I have a lot in common with Natsuki, but her personality is, like, the complete opposite of mine. She's outgoing, but also kind of reserved. For me, it's kind of the opposite. Like, I'm really shy, but I'm, like, super hyperactive on the inside. Like, once I get comfortable enough, it's, like, super hyperactive, like, kind of like Sayori out there. And I also have a lot of common with Sayori as well, with the kind of like having to kind of pretend a lot of the time, because, you know, depression is a thing that happens to a lot of people, especially people in the LGBT community, which I happen to fall under. So, Shay-senpai, did you write a poem for today? No, I totally forgot. No idea. I had no idea I was supposed to write a poem. Who told you that? Actually, I think this desktop audio is... There we go. It's good we both remembered to write, but I should set a better example. Yeah, you're super late. Yeah, I know. It's day 2 of the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone is already hanging out. It feels good to have everyone settling in their place. Soria is taken out to hanging with Monika. Natsuki brings some of her stuff over, and Yuri seems to have solace of the club by reading a book in one of the corners. Speaking of which, Yuri is approaching me for some reason. I thought you had given up on us, Sei-senpai. I hope this isn't too overwhelming for you. Watching out for us all by yourself. Oh, come on, like she deserves any slack. Remember, a leader of the club and late at it too. Sayori told me your old club didn't last a month, not even a week. I don't even know if you're the most pathetic excuse for a leader, but if you don't take this seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who thinks manga is literature. Dude, I'd probably... Oh, man. Natsuki just dissed the shit out of me, but Monika just dissed the shit out of manga, and how dare you? Hey! Don't you diss my shit, man. Don't you diss my shit. This is literature. This one happens to be in gorgeous characters, yeah, as you can tell. I'm just learning how to read Japanese, so that's why. But manga is totally literature. Don't you dare. Don't you say such irresponsible things, Monika. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monika and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Monika plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Sei-senpai is always giving her best, and as long as she's having fun, she helps me with the busy work, even without me asking. Like, homework sometimes, and carrying things for me. Oh, how dependable. Well, I mean, I only do it because Sayori is falling behind in class. She even submitted her homework once to everyone's surprise, but it had my name on it instead of hers. Is that so? President and vice president, both from the same class. I might be a little jealous. Oh, how come? You and Sei-senpai can be good friends too. Sayori. Ellipses. As usually, Sayori seems to be oblivious to the weird situation she put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know. Wait, Sayori? Huh? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's nothing in particular. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's not. And what do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess if it was up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. It was a nice gesture of you. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal out of it if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I feel bad for not sharing anything yesterday, so I picked out a book I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it might be quick to finish, even if you don't like the genre or anything. And we could, discuss it. If you wanted. Whoa, discussing literature in the literature club? Yuri, you might be going a little bit far here. Whoa. This is, how is this girl accidentally being so cute? Yuri is actually, super adorable. She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me liking every genre. How cute. Oh, Yuri, thank you. I'll give this a proper read. I enthusiastically take the book. Oh, phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Yuri takes a seat at the back and Monika approaches me. Hey, Sei-senpai, you're late. Geez, not Monika. I can't wiggle my way out of this. That sets a bad example for your members, you know. Yeah. Yeah, like wearing black socks with when the school says you should only wear white socks or something. That's... Not to mention the pink shoes. Are you trying to stand out? Right. Get fucked, Monika! Oh dear, what was I thinking? Yeah, I mean, you step back a little bit harsh for her just saying you're late. Like, calm down, main character. Monika, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. No, you're right. I should change them. It's not every day someone stands up to me like that. And, what is this feeling I'm getting? Oh, why Shay-senpai? If you only did that to me more often. You into some kinky shit? Is that? That's my first thought. You want us to put you in your place. Monika into BDSM confirmed. Eh? I have to make it up to Monika, inviting her to the club and then neglecting her like this. No wonder people are leaving me behind. I'm really just terrible at managing things. I didn't even talk to her that much going home yesterday. Monika, we were still discussing the changes. Yes. Shay-senpai and I were supposed to go over things with Natsuki bringing manga over and you're restoring her tea set in the classroom. Yeah, that sounds so fun. Sayori. What is it this time? Oh, you forgot to button your coat again. Oh, I'm sorry, Monika. Here, let me help. Just stop swaying for a bit, okay? I guess everyone is settling in. I should have kicked off some activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Should I disturb everyone for the assignment I gave out? Sayori and Monika are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around the closet. I do remember giving her permission to bring her manga to the club room. I hear Natsuki's utter a familiar exaggerated sigh from within the closet. I already know she's getting annoyed by something. Approaching her as president, I offer my hand. Are you looking for something in there? Freaking Sayori. She told me I could bring She told me I can bring and sort my manga yesterday. But this closet, this room, and Monika, I thought this club would... It's just... What's the point in keeping your collection here if someone else is going to make fun of it? I thought literature was about expressing and being open. I noticed Natsuki's pink bag on the floor next to the pile of books and other school materials. She must have had some help bringing all of these here. Manga... You read manga, right? Perhaps. I guess as president of the literature club, you need to be familiar with a lot of mediums. Manga is one of those things that you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. Didn't Natsuki's the one that says that, right? I thought Natsuki said that in the original, if I remember correctly. How did you know anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst the stack of various books on the floor. Curious, I pull out the stack. There it is! Natsuki snatches it out of my hand, and then it turns to the box of manga on the lower shelf and slips the volume right in the middle of the rest. Much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the entire world. I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box set she's admiring. Parfait Girls. It's a series I heard of quite recently. Although, if I'm set to talk with someone like Natsuki, I should probably read manga more often. Hey, if you're gonna judge, you can do that through the glass on that door. Yes, the classroom door. Your tone of voice, Shay-senpai. But I'll tell you one thing. You could use this for your literature club. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. I'm going to show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in a colorful attire, striking anime feminine poses. It's exceedingly moe. Don't just stand there. Whoa. Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat by the wall beneath the windowsills. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Huh? Why's that? I guess it's easier to be close together like this. Don't just say that. You'll make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arm and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Sometimes after I finish the series, maybe. Hey, are you even paying attention? I am, but nothing really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. Basically, tranche de vie, slice of life and naturalism. I hope I didn't butcher that, I probably did. I kind of grew out of these from my initial foray into reading, since it's kind of rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. Well, fuck you, dude. Slice of life happens to be a fantastic genre. A lot of the beginning is about simple things, like there's this really funny chapter when they're obsessed with a guy at the ice cream shop, but that helps you get to know the characters, and besides, it's still entertaining. Later on, there's all kinds of drama, like when they get into their backstories and some of the romance starts to happen. That's really what makes it good. Yeah, I'm flipping through the pages right now, and it seems they're already fighting over something so trivial. What? Are you already at Minori's parts? Never mind. Continue, please. Don't just skim like that next time. You'll spoil some of the plot. Anyways, it's fun. It sounds like you really know what you're talking about. Maybe I underestimated you. Hey, wait. What's that supposed to mean? Natsuki gives me a little shove. I just meant it like I haven't seen you at your full power. Good save. This chapter seems to be like it's all about baking. This is just a guess, but is there a lot of baking in this manga? Well, Natsuki pauses for a moment as if she doesn't want to admit something. Yeah. Why does that matter? It doesn't. I was just curious. Since you enjoy baking too, right? How did you know that? Baking? Yeah, I don't remember ever mentioning my baking to anyone. Oh, I just thought someone like you would take up baking. We were talking about a lot of food with Yuri yesterday, so I figured, well, I just happened to get into baking at the same time I got into this manga. Like, I would ever get into anything because it's in a manga. I feel bad for anyone that irresponsible. Or impressionable. Where did I even get the notion that she knew how to bake? Natsuki does look like the type to make cupcakes, and she did go over that in detail with Yuri. Cupcakes, pastries, and all sorts of other stuff. She seems practical to try and turn her literary hobbies into something useful and that she's into. I love this picture, by the way. I gotta point out, just the little changes that they made to this scene that's already in there is really great, to be honest with you. It makes it feel like it's a slightly different game because it's the before story. We read on for a few more minutes. I finished a couple chapters at this point. I presume this isn't boring for you. It's not, even though you're just watching me read. Well, I'm fine with that. If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. True that. I always get excited when I can convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't? That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? That's me right there. That's me right there. Don't rub it in. I have very small number. Not to mention, like, I don't have anyone to share. Ooh, I don't really have anyone to share, like, half of this stuff with, you know? Especially, like, even just reading the novels and some of this, like, slice of life, like Yotsuba here. Sorry. Like, I could get my friends into it to read this. They just think manga is for kids. I can't even bring it up with them without them being all like, you still haven't grown out of that yet? Makes me want to punch them in the face. I guess you joining my literature club makes sense. Your earlier rant and all that. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who won't judge, much less friends who are still into it. True that. If someone judges you for the stuff that you like or who you are as a person, those are the worst. But if they do any of those things, they're not your real friend. They are not your real friend. You need to make real friends then. Because if they are like, oh, well, you know, you are doing this thing that completely doesn't affect me at all, well, I don't like that. I don't know. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated toward the other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I mean, I can't even keep it properly hidden in my own room. I don't even know what my dad would do if he found them. What does she mean by that? At least it's finally safe in the club room, except Monika was kind of a jerk teasing me about it yesterday. What use is she to the club anyway? Whoa, what? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am reading it. Yeah, the president of the literature club. At least you're enjoying yourself, right? So? Geez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what? Yeah, I flipped the page. Suddenly, Natsuki starts laughing. I totally forgot that happens. Natsuki puts her finger to one of the panels. Shei-senpai is my favorite recurring character. What? I'm in the book. Oh, wait. That's supposed to be there. That's interesting. Yo, what? Wait, I'm named after one of the characters? Well, I mean, I don't know if I'm named after one of the characters works, but yeah, it's almost funny. Shei-senpai, it appears, is the name of the guy in the ice cream shop that one of the girls goes crazy about. I mean, honest to God, the nickname Shei, it's possible to be a guy. I can see that. If you just, obviously senpai is just a, you know, honorific after it, but now that I think about it, the name is not so common around these parts. It's almost like the writer of this. That's kind of interesting. I wonder if, like, we subconsciously, like, made that happen or something. I mean, think about it. If we're the literature club president, like, there's a complete possibility that we could be interacting with the world subconsciously almost. You always feel a little bad for him because he's so unlucky. He never really has control over events, even if he thinks he does. But it's especially bad when... Well, I shouldn't be talking about that part yet. Just finish the chapter. Natsuki's voice sparkles with excitement. It's a stark contrast to her usual bossy tone. But if she's not used to sharing her favorite manga with her friends, I can understand why. It's hard to express in words the feeling that you get when connecting with someone like that. And being able to provide that to Natsuki, for whom it is a rare occurrence, the thought makes me smile a little to myself. Okay, people! Huh? Are you all ready to read today's poems? Ellipses. Like, come on. Could your timing be any worse? Sorry. I just need to make sure that we have enough time. Shay-senpai was getting too comfortable, and Monika told me it was easy to lose track of time and all that, so I figured... Natsuki suddenly notices how close she's gotten to me. She hastily slides herself a good 12 inches away from me. That's really not that far if you think about it. 1 foot? Alright. I guess I'll stop here for now. I close the book and hand it towards Natsuki. You're just giving it back? Don't you want to know what happens? Yeah, but... Sayori just said, don't be dumb. If you just take it home with you. Huh? Is that really alright? I say that mostly because I didn't plan on using my spare time to read this. Well, of course. It would take forever for you to finish if you didn't take it home. Just finish that one before tomorrow so we can start the next one. And if it does get bent, I will kill you. Finish this by tomorrow? I mean, it's a manga volume. It's a manga volume. If this shit was in English... If this shit was in English and it took you more than a day to read that, I would be kind of surprised. I mean, look at this. There are like 4 sentences. There are like 4 sentences on this page. There's like one right here, like here, and like here somewhere. Somewhere towards the bottom. There are 0 on this page. Like, just to put it in perspective, you should be able to read a manga, especially a slice of life like one like Parfait Girls, in about maybe like 2 hours. Obviously, this is in Japanese. I'm trying to learn some Japanese, so it's a bit longer. I only got partway through the volume so far. I might fall behind on some shows if I try and get through this, but I suppose that's necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face. Sure is, because Natsuki's adorable. Or am I more scared of what will happen if I don't finish it? Alright then, I stand up. I return to where I put my stuff and carefully slip the book into my bag. Shay-senpai, you're the president of the literature club, but you should be the one leading the poem reading. Yeah, my relaxation ends. I can't believe I made everyone do such an embarrassing assignment. I did this stuff a couple of times in my old club, but there are a lot of weight hanging on me now. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't we all find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monika enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of loose-leaf paper torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monika wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monika's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. The poem idea was about giving Natsuki a voice. It's probably only fair that I shared mine with her first. Interesting. So I kind of just picked random words that I liked, which lined up with Natsuki, though that's not really that surprising. But the main character actually wrote this with Natsuki in mind, which is interesting. So the main character liked Natsuki off the bat, which, I mean, is fair. She's adorable, and just, again, every single time she just shows up, you just want to hug her. It's probably only fair that I shared mine with her first. Ellipses. Well, let's just start with the things that I don't like. First of all, Natsuki rereads my poem. Never mind, I don't feel like giving you my opinion. Then what's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this as a sign of solidarity within the club. In fact, I remember how I said I wanted to read your poem. That's what I had in mind when writing this. I wanted to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours. Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours was really bad. You were supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, ha, well, it looks like it's not that great, but let me show you what real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy. She's so cute. I don't get how I'm supposed to have written a dumb poem. Ellipses. So, in other words, you're saying you liked it. Natsuki's retort gets caught in her throat. You don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that. You don't have to go announcing it to the world like you're all that self-important. Pretty sure you never actually said that. I say that most. I'm pretty sure you didn't. I say that mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can't figure out if this is a win or a loss that she liked my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right? Fine, I guess. You would order me to do it anyway. You are the president and everything. So I want you to know, after I played through Doki Doki Literature Club the first time, I went and watched some people play it, and there was this one person in particular who, seemed to not be able to understand these poems, and, this in particular individual, just destroyed this poem right here. And, honestly, it's not the greatest poem, obviously. You can see it. But it's simple, it's cute, but it has that kind of deep underlying message to it. I'm not going to read it because, you probably already read it yourselves. But, yeah. I told you that you weren't going to like it. I do. I really like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in this high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. See, that's where they're wrong. That's where they're wrong. Cute, simplistic, deep underlying message, like Natsuki's poem, is not bad. Especially if you take into consideration she's a high school student. She's not doing this for a living. She's not going to be in your goddamn textbook. It's just a cute poem, and it's got a message to it. If you can't see the message, well, I don't know what to tell you, but it's pretty clear. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't that the point of? Isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Nice alliteration. Throw that in there. Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yeah, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. Natsuki, the whole point of this assignment was to give everyone a voice, so I sympathize with your sentiments. You do? Yeah, I do. I understand you. I understand everyone now. What do you mean by now? Are you stalking us? Oh, no. No, it's just the way everyone writes. Everything really boils down to expression. The nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like how you set it up for a rhyme at the end, but it made it fall flat on purpose. It brings out the feeling in the last line. See, I like this so much. So in the original game, you don't really know much about literature. You don't even want to join the club in the first place. And in this one, not only do you want to do it, you're the one bringing the club together, and you're a literature junkie. And so getting this kind of information is fantastic. It's fantastic. All of that is 100% true. 110% true about that poem. You set it up so that you get the rhyme, but you made it fall flat on purpose, so that way you get the kind of that kind of feeling of being left behind while everyone else is doing all of this great stuff, you know? And so it adds a lot of feeling to the poem itself, and especially the way that you have the meter set up and everything. It's really, really well done. And so now I like how the person who created this mod broke it down. So I feel like people who like said individual on YouTube that played through this game and made fun of her for this poem can see that there's nothing to make fun of in here. Like, it's actually really good. And I highly doubt that person, that individual, could write a better poem than that. I guarantee you that couldn't be the case. You're really good at this. I mean, hey, it helps. This isn't my first time in a literature club. I bet you were denser than a brick the first time. Eh? But she says that with a smile. She's so cute. What makes you say that? Oh, I heard it from a certain someone. Regardless of, who that is, I'm just glad you learned something. I bet my style blew you away. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with the last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Good. Good. I really like this. Not to mention the main character is a lot more likable in this situation. Because, like, in the first one, I couldn't understand a lot of the decisions that the main character made. He was kind of a boring scrub, to say the least. So, I don't know. I'm a big fan of this mod so far. And we're gonna finish up by seeing what happens next. I like the changes that they've made so far. This is a good poem, Shei-senpai. I think we could do a lot with this activity. Well, it's not that good. I remember doing a lot of writing back then for my club, but things didn't exactly end all too well. I guess you're right, but that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you would forget how to write one at all. I'm really happy that you just wrote one. It reminds me of how we're really trying to lead the club. Not to mention the fact that I gave this assignment to begin with. Well, of course. I'm not really good at it, but that doesn't mean I'll be any worse. See? It's like I said, Shei-senpai, deep down you're not selfish at all, are you? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only real good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture. Then again, I can't really deny that she's part of why I'm leading this club, knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure we have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you. I'll be the best vice president ever. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. Well, we'll see about that. So, there's the original poem, which everybody already knows. It's cute, but it's kind of like again, deep underlying message. You know, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, talking about the MC here, and trying to throw it off still with the breakfast, because like it's showing her how much the main character means to her. You know, I trust you too. Are you asking me to come out and play? Trusting me? If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But she's also kind of passing it off with the I want breakfast line, showing, you know, how she deviates from that, how she tries to hide those feelings behind something else. It's really, it's really, really well done. And shout out to Team Salvato for that. Sayori, did you wait until this morning to write this? No, just a little bit. You can't just answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. You're my vice president. I forgot to do it last night. And to think you were following up on my poem. We were really responsible leaders, eh? Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah, I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. What was that last line? I made eggs and toast, and that's why you were late to class. It's bad to skip breakfast. That's not true. That's not true, Sayori. Breakfast only exists because of marketing. Look it up. Breakfast did not exist until it was marketed to us by I'm pretty sure a bacon company. Well, okay, it existed before that, but it wasn't common until the bacon company, I'm pretty sure it was a bacon company, told us that it's the most important meal of the day. And breakfast is still a relatively new thing at all, to be honest with you. You had like something light. I don't even know if you would count that as breakfast. Anyway, I get all cranky. I mean, that's fair. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. Writing a poem was really fun. You really are the best. How am I the best? Okay. Yeah. But next time I won't forget, and I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I'll look forward to it. We'll save Monika for last. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Oh, hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? No. No, not really. Why? Oh, I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. Bitch! I am the president of a literature club. I came up with the idea. I told you no. And you're like, this was so bad that I thought for sure it was your first time. I'm guessing it doesn't appeal to you then? That you're too shallow to understand my string of 20 random words? It's terrible, isn't it? No. Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. Hold on. I'm so sorry. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we haven't really gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I didn't really notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there were specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through them myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing is I recognize that new writers, they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and then they form fit the two together. The end result is both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor really does change. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something one can be blamed for. Your work could use some more depth, but I think it's rather pleasing as a starting piece. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How could Natsuki be biased? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. She was rather assertive in our dialogue yesterday before she left. Indeed, if my memory serves me correctly, they were actually having a good time talking about books and literature. Yes. Yes, I believe she had to leave because of family? Is that what she told you? I believe it was her... Yuri cuts her sentence short for some reason. Perhaps it's best if you talk to her about it. Apologies. Oh, it's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if it's the rare opportunity for her, which is good, I suppose. She's a perfect fit for the literature club. And of course, everyone knows Yuri is terrific. I mean, the writing is fantastic. I don't know who chose the font to use for that, but the writing fits her very well. It comes across very elegant. I'm sorry, I have such terrible... What? Calm down. Pardon? I wasn't thinking that at all. But you took a long time reading it. I just don't read script very often. It was easily readable, my dude. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I liked the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive. It wasn't too short? There's no such thing as a too short a poem. There are literally poems that are 1 word long. Literally 1 word long. You could look it up. Go for it. I usually write longer poems. Monika was right. You'd be a great asset to the literature club. I really did like it just fine, Yuri. I'm glad Monika found me. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest for everyone, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, this story isn't about a ghost at all, Shei-senpai. Really? I did figure from the symbolism it was more than that. Well, as the president of the Literature Club, you should have some previous experiences in literary analysis. Poets can often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do it more than just tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to the ghost. Perhaps you wrote it! Lingering in our last remaining piece of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn way of putting it. I hadn't even thought of that. Of course, how have you not even thought of that? It's, again, right there. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things, too. I mean, due to the president of the Literature Club, I feel like the main character should be able to do it. I guess I'll have to keep trying. Feels like I've done this 100 times anyway. I'm counting on you. Yuri really is an asset to the club. Oh, hey Monika, having a good time so far? Oh, yeah, I am. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're good at clubs and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. So don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Haha, alright, Shei-senpai, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll need Monika to bring things up. I feel really bad about it, though, limiting her talents to a club like this when she could be joining other clubs like volleyball or programming. Out of all of the ones, you're like, volleyball? Programming. Just to, show how freaking amazing Monika is at everything? Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess it's a way for us to get to know each other again. Don't worry, Shei-senpai. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? I wonder if hers is going to be different. The other three are being the same, but if she doesn't know anything about the outside world and we do, maybe her poems are going to be different. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem. Oh, right, we're handing her. Okay. I like this one. The words seem to come right out of sight. Well, about that, writing poems is easy for me nowadays. All I have to do is choose the right words. Wait! Interesting! So like, the main character sits there and the words are, like, on the page and he's doing the same thing that I am, right? So Shei-senpai's sitting there and just bam, 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 20 words. Zero effort, really. If that's the case, then maybe you should put more effort into coming earlier, and as well as doing more for our club members. Leadership by example, I shouldn't brag near someone like Monika. You're the leader of our school's literature club, and literature is no laughing matter, Shei-senpai. It's actually quite nice seeing you like this, trying hard and learning from it. You were always a bit slow on things. What do you mean by that? Nothing. Confidence can get you places, and you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit better either. I'm sure I'll end up trying a lot of different things too. It could take a while before everyone will be comfortable doing this assignment anyway. That's all good. What matters is that you're trying. People talk about giving their best when often they don't define what best even means, you know. Monika's right. She got into detail about it before we left for our home yesterday. I'm glad I took a break from leadership. It always feels like I'm on the spotlight. Like, I'm always there for people, but no one's really there for me at all, sort of thing. I guess I like to be last for a change. That's pretty modest, I think. Yeah, you've got a lot of friends, and I'm sure they'll cheer you up. Like Sayori, man, she's a happy bunch. Oh, Shei-senpai. I guess you don't know her well. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Because, again, it was established at the beginning that Monika is really close with Sayori, so Sayori probably talks about being in love with the main character, probably talks about her severe depression and all that stuff with Monika. So then when you're like, yeah, she's super happy and cheerful, and Monika's like, not really. Not really. No worries at all. I'm getting along just fine with everything, actually. It makes me happy to motivate people the best they can be. Hey, Shay-senpai, you can stop flirting with Monika. You don't get a free pass for being the president. Natsuki's right, Shay-senpai. And I hope our conversation on writing didn't bore you or anything. I can try talking a lot too if you want. Alright, both of you can go talk to your vice president. I'll go read Monika's poem now. Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Okay. I am a new beginning, the first page, a hopeful dream. I am the door to a new world. The first flight to a new sky. The train to a new town, the beginning of the end. An old story made new. I am the beginning, a character born of necessity, the first step in the dark, the last breath before the dive. The beginning of you and I. I am a new beginning. Leave the past behind, come take my hand, and let us carve our new plot together. Interesting. Interesting. Now, So, what do you think? It's very free form, if that's what you call it. I like the use of spacing to emphasize a point, and how it ties in with being a prelude, just like the poem says. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure how to put it. I guess you could say that this club is a new start for me in a way. Plus, going back on the past has been influencing my poems a little bit. Yeah, you might want to stay out of that. Yeah, nothing but heartache and betrayal. Club politics is what it is. Honestly, I'm kind of nervous to talk to my former clubs because it kind of puts me on edge. Maybe when we're closer. That should work, Monika. Interesting. Well, okay, we shared all of our poems, so that's going to be the end of this episode. So make sure you guys click that thumbs up button down below for me, because you already know your support is greatly appreciated. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on the series. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you guys aren't already, go and follow or subscribe to my Twitch channel as well. We do a lot of cool stuff over there. By the time this episode goes up, I might even have my capture card. I don't know for sure yet, but make sure you guys check that out, and we'll see you all in the next episode.